sisters, friends, comrades on YouTube, to my family. Okay. The love of my life, which was great. We got to spend so much time together. It wasn't really planned to be quite as long. More to follow on that, but still great. I just love her. She's awesome. And she knows it. She knows that I love her. She knows she's awesome too. She's just a little more humble. So anyway, got home on the 29th to start my home time in June, end of June, and was out for a long time. I was out for 4 straight weeks. That's the longest I've been out since I've been solo. So, you know, I mean, it wasn't that big a deal. I got over it, but nothing really to get over. I'm a road trucker, you know. I drive over the road all the time, so it's just how it goes. I always put in a request to be off when I'd like to be off, and then Brother Damon will plug it into the computer in the system, and that's their target for getting me home. And if it's a day short or a day late, no big deal. No big deal. It's just how it goes. And that's how this cookie crumbled. It so happened that it fell right before the 4th of July, so that worked out nice. But that wasn't the plan. I was available on the 4th of July and more than happy to go out. Wasn't that big a deal. But it just worked out where most likely what I'm thinking is that, you know, everybody closes. So there weren't any loads to offer that left on the 4th of July. So I ended up getting an extra day at home. More to follow on that, because I actually got another extra day at home, and I'll tell you what happened there in a minute. But I had a very cool Saturday evening. A very cool Saturday evening. Those of you that comment in this on this channel probably have seen a commenter in the comment section that goes by the handle of Jim B. Well, I met Jim through the YouTube platform with The Joy of Trucking with Kevin and Tanya. And shout out to The Joy of Trucking. If you haven't checked them out yet, do so. Great channel. Kevin just dropped his year's annual review and money haul, which was a good one. Good for him. He's over there at Creek Carriers. So that's where I met Jim B, when actually Kevin was driving for work. So, you know, over the periods of time, Jim and I had exchanged phone numbers and just had basically been texting back and forth up to this point. Well, he sends me a text one day. He says, "Hey, man, just got back from Canada, eh? And I've got some of that Rush beer with your name on it." And I'm like, "You kidding me, dude? Is you kidding me, dude?" He was not kidding me, dude. So we hooked it up on Saturday, which was just a lovely time. We brought our wives with us, and we went down to this place in Ontario. Oh, damn it, I should have looked the name of it up, but it's a brew house and food joint, you know. Lovely place. Very loud place. It was loud. We were hollering across the table at each other just because that's what we had to do to communicate. But beyond that, man, it was a lovely time with those folks. I appreciate them tremendously. And here's a photo of the beer that Jim got me, and then after that, if I can figure it out, I'll put a photo of the whole crew up right here as well. So I'm so appreciative of Brother Jim for doing that, and he actually went to the brewery that brews the Rush beer. It's in Toronto. His sister, I guess, lives a little bit west of that by about an hour and some change. And so that's where they were, and he was like, dude, I'm this close, how can I not do this? So he went over there and got that beer for me, and enjoyed a couple of them himself, I think. But it is delicious. It's an ale. It's fantastic. So thank you so much, Brother Jim B, for taking care of me on that day. The following day was a cool party. We had a party with the thanks for being part of Neil Stock. It's a local music festival that Brother Bullfrog puts on. It's always a fun time. But then usually after the bash, he has a thank you party at his house. So this year, no exception. So Mama and I went over to that and had a really good time. I was a part of the local music scene in the Antelope Valley for, I don't know, 30 years. Pretty close to 30 years if it wasn't 30. I'll tell you what, it was at least 28. But whatever. We played at Neil Stock a lot of years, probably 12, 14 years we did Neil Stock. So, and we always had a good time doing it. So we were able to go see them and a lot of the local music folks, and a little reflection on those that we've lost over the years. Some cool conversations there. I loaned my cymbals to Brother Frankie Duran. Remember that name, Frankie Duran. Yeah, this kid's an up-and-comer, man. He's a youngin'. And 16 years old, this dude's a hireable drummer. I mean, I'm not kidding you. This guy's great. So I loaned him my cymbals. I got a bitchin' set of cymbals that are just collecting dirt. And I just love the idea of the new generation coming into the scene and keeping it flowing. You know, I've done retired. So I don't want to give the Brother Mike cymbals because I'm going to take them when I move out of state eventually. But because I'll take my drum kits with me too. So I want to keep them. But they're not being used right now. And they're fantastic cymbals. They're the Neil Peart Sabian Signature Series Paragon cymbals that are just, wow, they're amazing. I spared no expense. I paid a couple of grand for them 20 years ago, and Frankie looked them up while we were talking about it. They're $4,000 now, so wow. But anyway, so Brother Frankie's got my cymbals, and I hope he really uses them. He does a Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute deal with his family. His dad is an amazing guitar player. Brother Robbie Duran, just a great cat. I've known this dude for decades. Jammed with him on several occasions. He's just a great guy. Really good dude. Whole family's just unbelievable. So anyway, I was supposed to be back out on the road on the 5th. I was available the 4th. As I said earlier, nobody really had anything as my guess. So I got scheduled for the 5th. So I go to my truck on the 5th, and the reefer won't stay running. So now, on my day out, I've got a problem. I was rolling, leaving, and the amber light came on, which you never want to see, and it shut off. It shut itself off. I fired it back up the first time. It shut itself off again, and then in about 15-20 minutes, it fired itself back up. And then 2 minutes after that, shut itself down again. I'm like, I don't know. So it was throwing a code that said that the coolant was overheating. So I went to go put some coolant into this thing. Yeah. If anybody knows where that goes, let me know. I had no idea. It wasn't obvious, let me put it that way. And I'm not a carrier mechanic, so I don't know what the hell. So, but anyway, ended up having to go down to the City of Industry at a carrier dealership down there and have this thing fixed. They had me fixed in pretty short order, man. I was very impressed. I was in and out of there within a couple of hours, and that is amazing. Now, what was the problem? Simple. The O-ring on the radiator drain plug was shot. and it just leaked all the coolant out. And when I opened the doors to put the coolant in there, there was pink, just a beautiful shade of pink. You've never seen such a pretty color, all over the compartment. And so, yeah, I knew I had a problem then. So anyway, ended up having to take it down to City Industry, got it fixed. Now I end up getting the load the next day. I picked up in Carson. Oh yeah, and I drove last night about 400 miles to St. George. Got here about 3 o'clock in the morning or so. I shut her down about 4. And so I'm in St. George right now. I'm on my way to Layton, Utah to unload, what do I have? Yogurt, cake mixes, and dough from General Mills. So anyway, on my way up to Layton for that, and then guess what? Guess what? Here's the surprise! If you stuck around this long, we're 11 and some change into it. Thank you for staying. I'm getting a new truck. Woohoo! This is my last load in the Wild Blue Yonder. I'm going to pick up my Ultra Loft. I know it's an Ultra Loft because the numbers are only 2 off from the number that I trained in, and it's a higher number, so I know it's an Ultra Loft. I'm so excited about that. I've wanted an Ultra Loft since the day I got here. Paid some dues, although I gotta say I probably paid a little less in the due factor than most. My truck has 510,000 miles on it, and that's about the time they start to want to get rid of them. Trade them in, sell them, whatever it is they're going to do. This truck has been great to me, the Wild Blue Yonder. I'm excited about getting into another Leonard's truck that's more the, you know, the company colors, if you will, white and green. White trucks with green letters, numerals, and striping, logo, etc. So I'm so excited about it. More storage, a top bunk, you know, just all of the beautiful amenities that come with these new generation Peterbilts. A digital dash. There's no gauges on it hardly anywhere. Everything's on the steering wheel. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's just, I'm really looking forward to it. And I can't wait to show y'all my new truck. I'm going to go get it tomorrow. I should be in Caldwell either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, because I'm going to a grocery warehouse distribution center at 8 p.m. I don't expect to leave there till probably midnight, because that's just how those places are. They're terrible. You take forever at these grocery warehouses, so I expect that. Of course, it's a live unload. So anyway, that's my exciting news and surprise. And if you waited till the end of this video, now you know what I couldn't wait for. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. So that's the story I'm sticking to. We're swiveling here in St. George, although pretty cool place. Let me just turn you around real quick. Yeah, there's my view. Not a bad view, if I do say so myself. Utah is a pretty bitchin' state, I gotta say. They've got a lot of really cool rock formations that look like this, and they're all over the state. So just, yeah, and if it's not this, it's beautiful mountain, forestry, countryside. So yeah, beautiful little spot. So hey, thanks for hanging out with me. Swivel level 3, not too bad. You do know who love you. You do know who's excited to show you my new truck when I get it tomorrow or the next day. I'm going back out on the 10th, headed to Atlanta. Right on in my new truck. Alright, take care of y'all selves. Do something good for somebody. It feels good. It just feels good. I mean, if you got it in you, just do it. Hold the door open. Just do that. Open the door for your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, whoever you're with. Do something nice. This world sucks right now, and we need some nice people back in it. So why don't you? All right then. Sounds good to me. I